Hey y'all, we are back with another dense update. This update is sponsored by Biomax Peptides. Here we go. Registration for the 2026 CrossFit Open has begun. Colton Mertens sat down with Chase Ingram on the CrossFit Games podcast to reminisce a little bit about last year's Open and him all but sweeping the thing, winning 2 of the 3 events.
But so yeah, I definitely was wanting to win last year because I knew the year before, like I was within striking distance. Mm-hmm. And yeah, I think then freaking Dallin Pecker had to ruin my three-peat. So hopefully we'll prevent him from doing that this year.
Oh, shots fired. He also takes some shots at Jason Hopper.
I mean, I don't know how you give the award to a guy who won the games and still has less followers than a pig farmer, but it's all right. So I think that speaks for itself.
I actually hadn't realized Colton Merton does have more Instagram followers than Jason Hopper. I have already signed up for the Open. This is going to be my 16th year. I could not be more excited. I opted for the bundle package, which comes with a judge's course and a crop tank. I'm a sucker for a crop tank. There are a couple of different options. If you haven't registered yet, go to the CrossFit Games website, check that out, get yourself signed up. Don't be that person that procrastinates and does it as you're having to enter in your 26.1 scores. Now, almost all of the CrossFit Games athletes from last year have been posting reels CrossFit Media provided for them to promote the Open. And unless you weren't on social media all week, you saw them. It was one after another. However, there were some athletes who haven't posted theirs yet. Notably, off the top of my head, Ariel Lowen, Ricky Garrard, Amy Kringle, Danielle Brandon, which I'm kind of not surprised by, considering I heard not long ago she said something to the effect of, and I'm paraphrasing here, but why the fuck would I promote CrossFit when they can't even protect me from
that dense bitch?
No, honey, they can't protect you from yourself. Maybe those athletes are just, waiting till it's closer to the Open to put out the reels that CrossFit gave them. But to me, I mean, it's a no-brainer. You're a CrossFit Games athlete. This whole entire sport and ecosystem and everything that you do for your career is because of CrossFit. Why wouldn't you promote the Open? It's the foundation of the entire CrossFit Games season. It's your entry point into the sport, where you, the elite athletes, and just the everyday CrossFitters get to all do some workouts together and be on one global leaderboard together. The Open supports the community. It supports the affiliates, the coaches, your prize purse at the CrossFit Games. You directly and indirectly benefit from the CrossFit Open. The better that the Open does, the higher chances of sponsorship interest, more media attention. So to me, it's pretty simple. Promote the CrossFit Open. You're a CrossFitter. The Mayhem Classic sent out invites, and they are already getting athletes confirmed for their semifinal event in April. Jason Hopper is confirmed. There was actually a funny story where he had to text Angelo.
He did call me. He called me and was like complaining about it.
Hey guys, I really want to compete at the Mayhem this year. Unfortunately, I haven't been invited. Angelo, bro, I've been trying. Jason, I'm just eager to accept my invite. Angelo, I'm eager to send you one. Jason, and my 40-hour acceptance window is closing? ? Angelo.
Last year at some of these semifinals events, they allowed athletes who did not do the CrossFit Open to compete in the events that are directly qualifying athletes to the games. And Scott Schweitzer had talked about this on the Clydesdale Media Show.
But Mayhem already sent out invites for semifinals.
Right.
We haven't had the Open. We haven't had quarterfinals. And so we don't even know if people are eligible to compete in the season, and we're sending out invites to a semifinal competition.
Bingo.
Those points directly affect the athletes trying to qualify. Specifically, Victoria Campos competed at Mayhem Classic last year. And had she not, Emily Rolfe would have won the Mayhem Classic. She was only 5 points outside of the first place tie, which was Abby and Fee. And Victoria's points did affect her qualifying to the games because Emily ended up going on to not qualify for the games that year. I personally believe that people who are competing at these semifinal events should be doing the game season. You should be doing the Open. You should be doing quarterfinals. There are people in the media space who openly boycotted the CrossFit Open last year. We've talked about this a lot on this show. Mesa and Caitlin of Be Friendly Fitness talked about the Open being hot or not. It seems like all logic is just thrown completely out the window with these two, because Kate talks about how the Open is hot.
I think the Open is hot. I think it's hot because I love what it does for the community.
She talks about how it's magical.
We didn't even talk about why the Open like is so magical, you know, and like it is so good, but like all this bullshit gets in the way.
Yet this year, because of the affiliate that she's at now, and obviously the influence of the people that she surrounds herself with, no matter how magical it is, she's just not going to do it.
I don't want to pay my I don't want to pay $20 or however much it is now to know that I suck at CrossFit.
But they're likely going to do the Open workouts. And the same with Mesa. She follows brute programming at her gym. So if it gets programmed, she can do them. But her reasons for not doing the Open is where
I hate everything about it. I love what it does for the community. I would probably participate in some local gyms, CrossFit Opens. I own a gym. If there are people in my gym that want to do the Open, I will be judging them, helping them, setting it up. I do love it on a community level.
Then it just takes a complete left turn. And when I say left, I mean a political left turn, like completely off the rails. And she starts bringing in politics and religion, and she calls CrossFit racist and sexist.
I think there was a lot of PR issues, racism issues, sexism issues, a lot of things that I didn't agree with, and like political or woke or whatever issues you want to call them. It was about their organization, their marketing, their layout of the season. There's always issues, and
yet provides zero examples for it, and then rehashes and drags in Sevon and Taylor as another reason why I don't know if I can support CrossFit, because they allow them to be media and they're friends with Dave Castro.
I'm sure a lot of you know Sevon, Taylor, all of them went on a podcast prior to SoCal and said some very not okay things about me being Arab, being a terrorist, how I funded my business, to an extreme extent.
I will, what's this quote from? I don't care where my money comes from.
Oh, that's what she said. Yeah, that was wild. Oh, you don't? We know you don't care where your money comes from.
She's gonna take that oil money, dog. How do you think she started
that Muslim fucking money laundering system?
How do you think she opened her own gym, dude?
Hamas.
How do you think she opened her own gym, dude?
What's that called?
Oil money in the Middle East.
What's that system called? Hold on. Fucking Muslim
CIA
money. Hawala is an informal funds transfer system that allows for the shifting of money from one person to another without the actual movement of funds, without the physical transfer of currency.
Taylor did apologize to me. I will give him credit for that. They're not directly CrossFit media. They are friends with Dave. They are broadcasting events. They are this CrossFit adjacent group that I feel like represents a lot of what people know and think of when you think of CrossFit. And I struggle with, should I not support CrossFit because of them and their views?
I don't understand it. I'm never going to agree with her. But she also makes assumptions like, you don't have to live in fear. You've never had to do this or that.
I'm Arab. Like, these things affect me directly. I fear about these things on a regular basis.
I can't imagine what it's like to wake up every day living in fear. When you live in America, you have a doctorate, you're a business owner, you have your Second Amendment right if you'd like to. I mean, there are plenty of things out there you can do to prepare yourself to not have to live in fear every day and not have to wake up being a victim.
And if you don't care, it's because you probably have never been worried about this happening to you.
Honey, who you talking to? Assuming that no one else has had to live in fear because they're not Arab and they're not female. That is batshit crazy to me. Moving on. I guess we can talk about the WFP season. They have released the details for the second season, and coincidentally, they just happened to do that the day before the CrossFit Open. They had almost a month since Copenhagen to announce these things, yet they waited until the day before the Open. Now they've come with their tail tucked between their legs and they had to go back to the drawing board and they had to refigure all of the things that didn't work for season 1. So let's get into that. First major change, no challenger division. Second major change, 50 pros will compete at each tour stop.
You had so many withdrawals last year and you're trying to fill a 50-person field. Just seems aggressive. And they tout that they didn't like the inconsistency of the game season, that every year it changed. And here we are, season 2 of the WFP, some pretty substantial changes.
And both Tour Stop 1 and Tour Stop 2 have different ways that you can get into that event. So Tour Stop 1 in Mexico City, they're going to take the signed pros, of course, but then they're going to take the 21st through 30th place finishers at the finals as kind of like a thanks for going to the finals. I don't really know. They'll take a minimum of 15 from the qualifier. And then they've added a loophole of 5 special invites, which basically means that the people that had to withdraw from the season for personal reasons or due to injury or was assigned handpicked pro from year 1 but didn't secure the pro card for year 2, they can all get special invites. To me, this reeks of desperation. They can't call themselves the fittest projector in the world if you don't have all the fittest athletes there. They're also getting rid of the double points for the finals. So it's just going to be one solid leaderboard all the way through the season, which I think was very smart.
Every workout at every tour stop matters this year.
It's an interesting way of saying that it didn't last year. Good job, Austin Hatfield. You won Tour Stop 1. That didn't really matter.
That is the most pure, fair representation of who the World Fitness Champion will be in December.
Congratulations, James Sprakelow Horvath. Whatever you did last year doesn't matter because this year we have the most pure representation of what it means to be the World Fitness Project Champion. It didn't matter last year. Think about what he just said.
I mean, hey, the athletes got the money in the bank, so to them, what do they care? But for fans and for people trying to follow the sport, it just takes away from the integrity of it all. It certainly doesn't make it look very professional. And then they even go on to laugh about the fact that they had no idea how they were going to break the overall season tie at the end. And Will laughs like, oh, we were on the award ceremony floor when we found out.
Few minutes there behind the scenes that I got the results and I saw what had happened and I saw what our tiebreakers were going to be. And I'm like, I can't go with this until I go have Will look. Like, this makes no sense to me to be the only one that has.
We were on the floor for the award ceremony.
We were on the. Everyone was waiting for the award ceremony,
and they didn't even know how they were going to do that. So then they have to consult Brian Friend. Ay. And another major change is that your pros aren't guaranteed to be at the finals. Your signed 20 pros right now, if they don't go to stop 1 and stop 2, they're likely not going to have the points needed to qualify for the finals in Copenhagen again. A lot of things to be taken into consideration there for the athletes planning to do both. They did raise the prize purse. I think it's $35,000 now for first place at Tour Stop 1 and 2, and then $100,000 for the finals. And that's no chump change. I mean, that's less than half of what you would make at the CrossFit Games. I'm curious to see how that roster starts looking for Stop 1. And Andrew Hiller also brought up another really good point when it comes to interest. And he researched the number of followers that athletes had from this year, specifically athletes who only did World Fitness Project.
You're going to see where they started their following upon the announcement of the World Fitness Project way back in October of 2024. You're going to see the highest number of followers that they got over the course of this period of time from then till now, along with their current following. And then, of course, at the end, the total outcome. The only person who picked up any followers over this course of time was indeed Will Morad. You'll also see that his peak was about 700 more, and he's lost quite a few recently.
Only doing World Fitness Project lost them followers. From a brand perspective, I can't imagine that's a good thing. It's going to be another wild year, you guys, but I'm here for it.
That dense bitch,